Chris, can you sum up for us what it means to you today to get the hat-trick, England's first men's hat-trick in T20s, and also do it here in Barbados?
Yeah, I think I started off by concentrating on the team. Now, obviously, the hat-trick is definitely a special one. I'll come on to that in a second, but I thought the team performance was really solid today, the way we set the tone in the power play. We knew they were going to come hard, played a few good shots, but then the way Livy and Rash control things for us in the middle just set up things nicely for us at the back end, and we were able to reap the rewards. But to get that hat-trick, obviously in a well-documented place that I was born, place that I played so much cricket, in front of my family, my friends, the atmosphere, hearing the music going, everything, a nice day. It was a special one.
I remember reading you sort of seem to remember watching your first ever game of cricket here, is that right?
Yeah, definitely. It was the West Indies. I think it was the West Indies-England game, actually. So that's when I first fell in love with the game. I think I was watching from the old press box, I think, if I vaguely remember. But definitely a nice feeling.
Were you feeling the love today? Like, obviously the team was pleased for you, big celebrations, but also from the stands.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you're locked into the game, you're not really thinking about it too much. You're more or less just thinking about the task at hand and making sure, you do the job that you kind of picked for in the team. Along the way, today was my day to get the accolades. Tomorrow might be someone else's, but I was just more focused on that. But definitely when we ended up bowling them out, and that was the hat-trick ball as well, it was nice when your teammates come over and congratulate you.
And then obviously the nature of the result and the way the lads at the top went about it, England are guaranteed now to be in the semi-finals. How does that feel, and to have played a part in it as well?
Yes, first part of the job done, really. Obviously, when we left England a few weeks ago, we left to come and obviously try and defend the title. There's been a few bumps in the road along the way, but I think you kind of describe them as good bumps because they've really narrowed down our focus and really made our direction really clear. And I think you can see that with the way in which the boys are playing now.
Chris, go ahead.
Chris, you mentioned sort of bumps in the road. What does it say about this group's mentality that you've overcome those difficulties, especially at the start of the tournament, to book your place in the semi-finals?
I think having gone through it in the last World Cup that we won as well, I think it's standing us in good stead because there's not too much panicking when I think it was the Ireland game when they ended up winning on Duckworth-Lewis, and then we had to be in a position where we had to win every game after that. But I think the calmness within the dressing room has a lot of experience now, both in the playing 15 and also off the field as well. So we've had some really good chats, and I think the scenarios that we found ourselves in where we had to get our run rate up and stuff like that and try to beat people and really dominate games really gave us some really clear direction. I think you're seeing that in the way we're playing now.
Does it almost feel like you guys might have your name on the trophy, given what you've gone through to get here?
T20 cricket, man. Like, if there's one thing, I've played a lot of it, and you have to definitely enjoy this win, but we have to dust down and go through our process again. And whoever we have to play in the semi-final, we have to do our homework and make sure we plan well and what's not, and try to execute and then make sure we get to the final first and foremost. But there's definitely a lot of cricket still to play.
Chris, for this tournament, you've been, in and out of the team. Against that background, how much of a challenge it is, to maintain focus?
Not too much of a challenge because I played a lot of cricket now, and I think the communication has been really good from the hierarchy as well. I try to control the things that I can control because even when I'm not playing, I'm trying to be there for guys and help guys with their planning and make sure that guys are well motivated as well going into the game. So I don't really have too much time to even think about being in and out. All I can do is kind of keep training hard and just keep preparing as though I'm going to play every game anyway, whichever way the coin falls on the day. So not too much of a bother for me.
Chris, you've played in a couple of semi-finals with different outcomes, I think, against New Zealand and then India last time. What's it like? What memories do you have from that, and how's it different from the group stages where it's do or die now?
Exactly that, really. It's do or die. But I mean, as I said, I think having played in quite a few must-win games already in the tournament, the mentality doesn't really change. As you said, came out on the wrong end of one result in one semi-final, on the right end of the next result on the next semi-final, and that just sums T20 cricket up, to be honest. And I have an understanding for that. I played quite a bit now, so I'm not really dwelling on the past too much. If anything, I learned from it, and yeah, just keep it moving.
Where does that rank among your best days in an England shirt with the hat-trick?
Yeah, it's a good day. I think because my family actually doesn't get to travel the world and watch me play a lot of international cricket. So to do it in front of them definitely is right up there. And then also in a World Cup, in a game to make sure that we can qualify, it's definitely up there for sure. Ranks high.
Who's here? Is it like your mum, dad?
Yeah, but everyone. The list goes on. But yeah, definitely my mum, my dad, my sister, brother-in-law, nephew. My nephew's the one because he called me this morning and said, make sure you take 3 wickets today if you're playing. And yeah, so and I looked up and he's jumping up because one day he might be out there trying to do the same thing. So yeah, you end up trying to be a role model and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a nice day.
And is there anyone, you obviously don't know who you're going to play yet, but is there anyone you want to play?
Doesn't matter at this point. I mean, in tournament cricket, you have to be the best at some point to win the tournament. So whether you do it in the semis or whether you do it in the final, the mentality is you have to beat the best at some point to win the tournament. So at this point, it doesn't really matter.
CJ, what's it like to have Joss play the way he did? Is it a relief or is it something that's never in doubt?
Definitely, I wouldn't describe it as a relief at all because, I mean, seen him doing it on so many occasions. He really is the leader of the group in every single way. He's our best player, that's for sure. And then when he's in that mode, we definitely tend to follow it. So yeah, that was just a Joss special today. You get to a point where maybe you could even think that it's just normal, but you actually have to take a step back and realize how special it is and how lucky we are to have him on our side. So definitely glad I'm not bowling at him.
Just the lack of runs in the rest of the tournament for him, was it a concern or was it?
Definitely not. I mean, he's got so much on his plate anyway, so the way Joss plays and his class will always shine through at some point, you know. And you saw, even if you want to refer back to the last World Cup, the semi-final, the way him and Halsey played against India, like it's just inevitable, I feel, because he's that good a player, and we have that much belief in him. So yeah, long may that continue.
Thank you. Cheers, CJ.
Good. Thanks, guys. Cheers, guys.